Making sure I'm on the right channel. I am on the right channel. Peace. He said, what Alpo video? My Alpo videos, a total of 4 of them. Shit's crazy. Found them boy. I want to talk about that as well. He said, found them boys guilty in Georgia. Yep. They deserve it. Peace. Guilty is charged. Hold on. Y'all hit the like button. They reached a verdict. Tez tweet says, he said, what's up, Gully? You only want to be working. This is media. This is this is a big month. I already told people, man, you need to get it in. Happy. We ain't celebrating Brooklyn, but I hear you. Kareem Towns. Kareem, A alike, B alike, C alike. Peace. He said, what about your boy Daryl Brooks? Stop the bias. The A&R report was good. Subscribe to the channel. Kareem, I appreciate your super chat, pimp. A&R report. I'm at I am Gully TV _ on IG. Shout out to Eatonwald. A&R report. I love opportunities. Peace. He said, where the Alpo videos? They on my channel. They on my channel. What I mean by Alpo videos is when Alpo is mentioned, the Ears to Christ video, along with all of the other, because at a point in time, it wasn't really cool to do no Alpo videos. It wasn't really cool to do no Alpo videos, and then, you know, people started doing them later, but my early joints, peace. Ghostface said LL will body anybody in the verses. Did you check out that new Ears video? Nah, I ain't catch it yet, but I will say this. Ears' recollection of that Alpo situation is pretty accurate. He said it over and over and over. You see what my man say? Ears has been consistent with Alpo, dead or alive. I just said the exact same thing to you. Majesty, peace. He said, do you know 120? I can't recite it. I can say it with you. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. LL can handle any rapper. He won't win, but he can hold it down. Peace. He said, why do people sleep on Lil Wayne in the verses? Lil Wayne against who? Tiffany Bates, I appreciate you. Kelly. Hello, everybody from Baltimore. Y'all got some things I've been through. Great read. Thank you. Just finished the book. Peace. Thank you. He said it's about living 120. Facts. Congratulations. He said Wayne brought that suspect stuff to hip hop. One thing is, with Ears has sung a different tune. If Alpo had put his arm around him. Ears from DC. Ears didn't have no cut on him. Peace. Let me edit this. That goes CMOS King Erner promoting, doing street vendor numbers. That's what's up. Shout out to King Erner. Yo, Gully, I respect because you know it's more to life than violence. I see you dribbling over there, Gully, with the between the legs, behind the back. This nigga funny. Peace. Capadonna, Iron Man covered vibes. Sean Brandt seems official. He's very official. If King Erner delivering his packages, can't nobody say nothing, because if you want to keep it real, he like the first person to really start pushing that CMOS on the internet. He said, stay away from politics, Gully. Still stick to the false narrative, bruh. Eddie Dunn says, go Knicks. Yeah, they got away last night. Samaj, yeah, I got DC basketball legends coming soon. Any more Alpo content? Absolutely. Absolutely. As I said it on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram at I am Gully TV _. Excuse me. I said Alpo is an internet whale. Alpo is an internet whale. Alpo is the biggest organized crime, criminal, underworld style, gangster style topic online. Period. He bigger than Haitian Jack, as he told me when he was living. And he's bigger than John Gotti. I'm about to put out my full interview with Paparazzi Po tomorrow. He said he can't stay sucker free. Current or former NFL players. There's some serious athletes that come out your neck of the woods. When you gonna do a documentary on the JBM like you did Murder Unit? That should take a lot of work, man. That should take a lot of work. That should take a lot of work. I'm still working on the final Murder Unit piece right now. That's a lot to announce to somebody. Once, if I announce it to the public, then I got to do it. That's something, man. I don't know. I've been teaching people about the real meaning of the word humble till today. I appreciate the game you give off from time to time. Tiago, peace. Good afternoon. Let me see. White vigilante trio guilty of murdering Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. The white men accused of needlessly chasing and fatally shooting Ahmaud Arbery in cold blood in Georgia last February in what critics described as a modern-day lynching under the guise of vigilante law enforcement were found guilty of murder on Wednesday. Travis Michael was found guilty of the most serious offense, malice murder, in the February 23, 2020 homicide of Arbery. Greg McMichael, his father, was found not guilty of malice murder, but convicted of all other 8 charges against him, including felony murder. William Roddy Bryan, a family neighbor, was found not guilty of malice murder, 1 count of felony murder, and 1 count of aggravated murder. He was, however, found guilty of 3 counts of felony murder, aggravated assault, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. The 25-year-old black man slain, captured in dramatic video by one of the alleged perpetrators, drew national outrage weeks before the police killing of George Floyd. Anyway, each man faces a maximum sentence of life imprisonment plus separate federal hate crime charges. The verdict, which was reached in about 9 hours over 2 days, marked a rapid end to a criminal case that almost never started. While the fatal shooting occurred in February 2020, it took 73 days and a damning viral video for alleged allegations of prosecutorial misconduct before arrests were made. Pardon me. Jaquetta Rivers said, "I'm so happy for his family." Before this verdict was reached, I seen on a couple news platforms that they were saying the feds was waiting to step in after this case was over with. If he was found guilty, and that's where the hate crime charge come from. And why Nikki said, but we know they coming home. What a verdict. Feel like punching the air. Throughout the almost 3-week trial, prosecutors argued that Arbery was on a jog through Cecilia Shores, a neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, when the trio chased him down the street after wrongly suspecting him of burglary. Gully, there's a truck jewelry dedication page on IG. Is that you? No, that's my man. That's Mechacopolis. I just interviewed him. I think Mechacopolis is one of the longer interviews that I published online, from start to finish. Like, I didn't break it up. It's like an hour and 10 minutes long, but that's his page. Universal 7 piece. Would you ever do a piece on Preacher? Before I engage I would prefer, I could do somebody who's more notorious than Preacher. I could do somebody like Matulu Shakur. I could do him, or George Jackson or some shit like that. Doing those same style videos over and over, it don't really get you no traction and shit. Gully, did Alpo really say he's bigger than Haitian Jack, and why did he even mention Jack? Because we was talking about me doing a documentary on him, and he was like, I asked him, did he see my joint with Jack? And he was like, yeah, I seen it. And you know, he was like, man, my shit'll be fucking that up. He said it straight like that. He was like, my shit'll be fucking that up. He was like, you know, my shit'll blow that shit out the water. We laughed about it. That Matula Shakur documentary was good. I told you. I wasn't wearing pellies all like that. I only had like 2 pellies, I think. I was in the Avirexes and woo wear and shit like that. He said Preacher more notorious. Preacher probably on record killed more people. Preacher ain't killed 5-0. I need a new video on Larry Davis. People need to know that story. I want to say something about Larry Davis since we all here right now. This need to be said. People need to stop glorifying that nigga Blue Boy. People need to stop glorifying that nigga Blue Boy. I see you on a lot of these people channels and shit talking and shit like, you know, like he a live nigga, some shit like that. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck Blue Boy, fuck what he got to say and shit like that. I don't know what's so interesting about the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he didn't kill Larry Davis, we probably wouldn't even know the nigga name and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take no interest in him or nothing like that. Preacher only killed poor black people. Dre, peace. Alpo can't be in comparison with Gotti or no other man who didn't tell y'all give him too much attention. Alpo's a bigger draw on the internet than John Gotti. Alpo's story's cracking like a motherfucker right now. You ask somebody who did an Alpo video or anything associated with it, you ain't even have to do an Alpo video. You could have did a DC video. You could have did a DC video or a video just about Rich Porter or just about AZ. And you know what happens when you talk about AZ and Rich Porter. So, the fuck? My man said Alpo got my channel popping. been one. If Gotti just got murdered, he would by far outdo Alpo. He's probably more of a more worldly topic, but nah. Do Gotti got movies? He do got movies. He got a movie with John Travolta and a bunch of other people, right? Ain't none of them Gotti movies better than Paid in Full. My man said these content creators still eating meat off Alpo's bones. Poe is like a historical figure in real time, and it's people that speak against him that made him infamous. Vintage Innovation, I appreciate the super chat. That HBO Gotti movie was classic. I watched one of them was fire. I'm just saying, they not bigger than, the Gotti movie's not bigger than Paid in Full. Jamil, peace. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications. My man said Cam made Alpo big to me. You got quotables from Paid in Full. Sammy the Bull is bigger than Alpo. Alpo only known in the urban market. If somebody made a video about John Gotti today, if somebody made a video about Sammy the Bull today, and somebody made a video about Washington, D.C., 1980s, is gonna do better than John Gotti and them niggas. Sammy has a podcast. Revolt reported several days ago that Dame Dash was working on Paid in Full too. Gotti movie flop with John Travolta. I lived to 120, nigga. Every video Sammy drops on his page gets 500,000 views, some a mil each. The Mafia denounces John Gotti. All them old heads don't care about him because he was the downfall of the La Cosa Nostra. I couldn't put Poe on to nothing. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications. He said for sure, content creators gonna feast. Poe feasted too. No, I can't give you the leak. Can't give you the leak. What happened to Rich Uncle Apple? Last that I heard, I seen a document that said Alpo was on. Alpo. Apple is on the streets. Been on the streets. I don't know if he living still, but he's on the streets, and people don't talk about him. They're just talking about Poe. What's up with the Scream Team project? Ant Live just came home. Shout out to Ant Live. Live, holla at me. What's up? He said, did you see the video of Meth arguing on the bus with You God, Ghost, and Ray? That's old. That's from a documentary called The Show. That's from The Show. Or Rhyme and Reason. I think it's from The Show. That's old. Marcus Pierre, inshallah. Karis Bourdain, what up? Wisdom Culture. He said they hated Meth. No, they didn't. Peace. Kidnapped a family member is dirtier than snitching. That's false. My man said Dolph was alright, but his music was, I don't know. I ain't listened to it. I wasn't a Dolph fan all like that. Shout out to PA Dre. Pillmatic is on the way. He just did a fire ass track with Wordsworth from Brooklyn. I know Planet Asia on the album too. He said it's from Backstage. We finally received some justice. They charging him with a federal hate crime. Dolph seemed like a cool brother, but his music was horrible. Dolph had that real spirit. He said, nah, Dolph had heat. That footage is from a documentary called The Show. Snatch and go robberies in the Bay is lit. I seen the San Francisco joint when the police bust their windows. That shit been going on the East Coast forever. He said people robbing malls in teams of 30. They're not supposed to see the streets again. Dolph had count-up music, having in the background while you counting up. Numbers win. Police ain't strong enough when you outnumber them. That jewelry store heist was smooth. Can you catch up with Melvin Butler? I ain't really got no real interest in I said that before the Alpo situation. I got other topics I can cover and shit. Didn't y'all see my shit I did about Kennedy Anderson? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. Y'all act like that didn't happen. That shit was so fire. Baltimore has had a string of ATM machine thefts in the past week. Big Neff, possibly. founding king, wisdom culture, and all being born that quality, our culture being dealing with these rappers the same way. Kenny Anderson was fire. Hemlo in the building. Shout out to Hemlo from the Booze Brothers, Philly. What up? I love to interview Suge Knight. Who was better, Kenny or Rod Strickland? Rod probably had a better NBA career, but Kenny Anderson is the top New York City point guard. Word. Hemlo in the building. Hemlo, you see your album up there? If that's you, there you go. The full length Skip to My Lou video is on my sports channel. Make sure you follow on Gully TV Sports. He said Hemlo the rapper. Yeah, Hemlo the rapper. That's him. Rod went to my junior high. I'm biased. Did you see what Wack 100 said? I can't keep up with what Wack 100 be saying. He be saying a lot. I be trying to stick to creating something. Shout out to the curators. Shout out to the curators. I don't want to get my channel mixed up in you know, the YouTubing and shit. I'm a content creator. He said, Steph, my favorite NYC point guard. Stephon went to Georgia Tech, right? Kenny Anderson went to the Final Four and played against UNLV, the eventual national champion. He said, that mouse is dangerous. Believe that. Believe that. Anyway, guilty is charged. This has been the first time this happened in a long time. This happened not long after the exoneration of Kyle Rittenhouse. These situations is kind of back to back. He said the Haitian Jack documentary was fire. Part 1 is on my channel. You can watch it. It's up there until December 1st. I put it up there for the holiday. For y'all holiday enjoyment. Go watch it. Haitian Jack Speaks. They say it's like one of the top documentaries in urban media history. I like, what's that joint? Hell Up in Harlem. Hell Up in Harlem and the Rayful Edmonds. Rayful Edmond 1 and 2 by Kirk Frazier. I can't remember who did Hell Up in Harlem. But them joints is motherfucking classics. But they put me in that conversation, so I'm with it. He said, I didn't know you were a part of the nation of gods and earth. Don't I shine brighter than most? Don't I shine brighter than most? Don't I shine brighter than most? Hold on. Don't I shine brighter the most? Of course. It's only 5%. It's only 5% out of 100. Seriously though, ain't I different than all of these niggas? Strictly Game the Brand. Good afternoon. He said the first Game Over was a classic. I think that was one of the first ones that I seen. He said, those brothers gonna test you. Test me how? I've been tested before. Sun Gazer Reg, I appreciate your super chat. Peace to the gods and earths. He said that Rafer Edmond DVD went platinum in DC. Kevin Childs had all good things to say about Poe in the Game Over documentary. Is that right? Y'all like this video? 600 people here. 2:30 in the afternoon on the East Coast. He said, why we gotta question a brother's sincerity? That's impossible. Make sure y'all follow my new Instagram page. They shut my last two of them down. They shut down the real Gully TV. They shut down Gully TV World. I'm at I am Gully TV _. Oh, I gotta say this. I'm about to get up out of here. Listen. I interviewed my man, DJ Scripps, the Haitian Polo documentary. And he said on the when I was interviewing him, he said his parents was telling him basically don't be fucking with no niggas. And I thought about that, and some people hit me up about it too, right? Did that sound like a form of racism? Did that sound like a form of racism? You understand what I'm saying? I was like, damn. Now look, right? If they people telling them, you know, don't fuck with us, you know, don't fuck with Americans and shit like that, or don't fuck with niggas and shit like that, and they going to school with black people, right? And they in school acting all snobbish and shit like that, that's gonna lead to some fucking problems. Race is coming all forms. Very racist. It could have been the mindset. That's that immigrant mindset. I'm saying he was like, their parents' perception of American people is the shit that they seen on TV, on the news. He said we seeing all these bodies getting stacked up and shit, so they telling their kids don't be out there fucking with them, period. He said, I'm half Haitian and I get it. He said they seen us on the news wilding. They just want to be accepted by white society. The way our race is wild, I kinda don't believe them. Unknown caller. I've had Afghan women tell me the same thing. Never knew about lynching, only watch. That old man is in trouble watching he hit the compound. These comments going fast as a motherfucker. It may not be racist. My pop said the same thing in reference to people being ignorant. Real talk is both sides. That's why the Haitian mafia started to protect each other. You should do a documentary on black immigrants. Divide and conquer, especially poor people, easy to manipulate. Anyway, that was just a question I had. I got to get up out of here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Peace. I'm about to get up out of here. Follow me on IG. I am Gully TV _ and follow me on Twitter at Gully TV 1. I'm out. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery.